I'm Lee Spencer with the RacinBoys, and I caught up with Kurt Busch. You led first practice, but then NASCAR went back to the drawing board and made a couple of changes on these cars. What was the difference in the intensity between first practice and second?
The first practice, everybody was trying to sort out what the whole feel was going to be, and so a lot of people stayed in line. And when people stay in line, then you generate a fast lap time. And then that got us in a range that NASCAR thought was too fast. And therefore they came back with, in between practices, like a 1-inch wicker that's on top of the spoiler. And it didn't change it much. But in the second practice, everybody's having, more comfort, or everybody had more comfort. And therefore the draft that they were sorting through was much bigger with the runs you would get. And then when you pull out a line, that it would decrease, or the way you would slow down would really hit hard. So I would just say the draft in general, from where we were at Daytona to right now, everything happens quicker and everything happens more aggressively. So speeding up, finding a lane, and finding a draft, it's huge. As soon as you pull out and you think you've got a slingshot, it's like somebody pulls the handbrake and the car slows down big time. So there's going to be a lot of the accordion effect, that you could say, when people are looking to make passes and looking to assemble a drafting group or a lane or partners or friends. So it's definitely different. It seems like the drivers are all a step behind right now instead of being a step ahead.
Did you do any single lap runs to practice for qualifying tomorrow?
We did. The car, it gains temperature quick because we have all this horsepower now, but we have all this drag. So when you're trying to use more horsepower to push all this drag through the air, you overheat quicker. And we're going to see that in the race, I think, as well. All the temperatures were flashing red on a 15-lap run on normal settings. So what that means is everything's working harder. The gear, the transmission, the engine, everything in the drivetrain. So we got to keep track of that as well.
How did the tires look after the practicing? You were on a new left side tire, I guess a new construction this time. How did that feel?
It actually showed wear. So that's a good sign that the track was grabbing the tires and the tires were shedding themselves to try to keep temperature down. And I'm sure, though, once we get out in the race, the crew chiefs are going to go, well, we're going to do fuel only this run, and that's going to put more of an emphasis on handling. And so it could come down to handling. But at the same time, we're burning fuel off so fast with all of this drag that we got to pit more often, I think. I think the fuel mileage is a little lower right now.
Short of NASCAR making any more changes between now and Sunday, what are your expectations for the race?
I just hope early on that it's not too aggressive and that everybody can get settled in. I'm really curious on how that first stage is going to end and how aggressive people are going to be. But it seems like the handling and the downforce that's on the cars is helping guys, when they find trouble, get out of trouble. And everybody's reacting really well right now. But I think it was all such a learning process of touch and go. Nobody was super aggressive yet.
There was some chatter on the radio about potentially going back to restrictor plates, and NASCAR just kind of looked at us like we had three heads when we mentioned that to them. You just kind of have to work with the package that you're given. Is that kind of what you feel right now?
Yeah, I'm all about the horsepower that they've given us and the drag. It reminds me of the old school days of when the trucks were sorting out their first trip to Daytona and Talladega. More horsepower, more drag. Let her rip.
Thanks for your time, champ.
Thank you.